for any priority or wanted to check-ins, come now. Okay, nothing heard, so we'll stand by for anyone who'd like to check into the Lake Ontario Radio Club net. Come now.
VA3CJZ.
VA3CJZ, VA3IUK. Good evening, Chuck, and how are you feeling today?
Hello, Bill, and all on net. Thank you for asking. I know I got to give myself a little bit more time before I tackle the backyard. I've got this, these two dimples that you have at the lower part of your back. Well, the doctors call them SI joints. They stand for sacroiliac. And one of them is really giving me a hard time. And so, I'm just taking it easy. I was thinking of maybe using the trimmer there, but I said, nah, I'm quite comfortable right now. And, of course, it's still drying from all the rain we got. But other than that, Bill, I am streaming the net. If Mac can't get it going there, I quickly zipped up the camera and the YouTube stream. So if anybody's interested to follow along, check out VA3CJZ on YouTube. Or if Mac gets it going there, you'll have two of them. I was hearing Kuwait earlier, but I just couldn't get in there. Man, he was coming in great. But other than that, Bill, today, not really any radio work.
Bands were kind of dull today. I made one contact on 20 meters to a station in Tennessee, but usually Tennessee on 20 meters, me, those guys roll in 5.9 plus, and he was only about a 5.5, 5.6, so I'm not sure that 20 meters has recovered. They made a couple contacts on 40, but it's even a bit quiet right now, so hopefully band conditions do improve. Although last night 40 meters seemed to be going quite well, and I do see that Mac has his live stream going, so hopefully he'll get some check-ins there. So that sacroiliac, I remember years ago backing up and bumping into, I can't remember what it was, but to make a long story short, I had that pain where you're talking about it, and it's a dull, throbbing pain, and it's just very annoying. So I feel for you, Chuck. That's not fun.
Yeah, well, it's going on like 20 years now. I've been dealing with it, but usually those back procedures take well, but I've had a couple that haven't taken, and this is one of them. Unless things clear up, which sometimes it does after a couple of months, but we'll see. So very good on Mac, and for getting that going. And now I'm being invaded by squirrels on my back deck because I feed the mama. Only the mamas. If there's any males around, I shoo them away, take the bowl away. And but they've been spoiled with store-bought peanuts there, Bill. Back to you.
Yeah, reminds me of that video. I haven't seen any installments lately, but there's a lady that has a video called Squirrels at the Windows, but I haven't seen any of her posts lately. But anyway, Chuck, that I feel free. I'll keep you in my thoughts and prayers. That's not very nice. Anyway, I think one thing that we should do is we can remind people that tomorrow night is Hump Day, Chuck.
Oh, yes, that's right. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and that means it's Hump Day. And on Hump Day, we have another edition of the ARAGNet, the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. It's the longest-running 2-meter weekly simplex net here from the Hamilton Dundas area, and I will be your net controller tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on 146.430, and I will also be streaming the net on YouTube, and it goes from 8 until around 10 p.m., unless we're having a great time and keep going. Thanks, Bill, for the reminder. Back to you.
Yeah, and I noticed some distortion on your signal, but it's not your signal. It must have something to do with the signal path, because I checked you on direct and I don't hear that distortion, so everything's cool. Yeah, we're looking forward to that net as usual, Chuck. It's always informative and always learning something new, so we appreciate your effort.
Oh, well, thank you, Bill. That is much appreciated. Oh, and that's right. I just hear an airplane. I hear a propeller plane right now. And that reminds me, Larry sent me an email, and tomorrow the snowbirds are going to fly into Hamilton to meet up with the Lancaster and the B-25 bomber. And then we're going to head down to Niagara Falls, make a couple of passes, and then come back to the Canadian Warplane Museum. So pretty cool stuff there, Bill. I'm so thankful I remembered.
Well, I'll be out and about in the morning, so I'll see if I spot them. But appreciate that information, Chuck. That Lancaster bomber, I hear that every time that they fly that thing, the maintenance costs are just horrendous. So it's amazing that is still going. But thanks for that information, Chuck.
Yeah, look for them around 2:25 p.m. is when they're going to be linking up in formation with the Lancaster and the B-25. 2:25 p.m. is the link-up time, so I'm sure if you keep an eye out around 2:20, you'll hear them for sure, unless they don't pass over your area. So, I can't wait to go outside and check that out.
Very good, Chuck. Yeah, that at 2:25, actually, I'll be home by then, so I'll have to remember to go outside and climb a tree and see if I can see the snowbirds. Anyway, Chuck, I better see who else would like to check in. Anything else before I move on?
No, sir. Thank you very much for picking it up. Back to you.
Okay, take care. Have a good evening, and thanks for taking the time to check in. Anyone else for the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net, VA3IMW, standing by.
VA3IMW.
VA3IMW, VA3IUK. Good evening, Mac.
And good evening once again. Yes, YouTube was being a little persnickety. I clicked the go live button, and it repeatedly tried to tell me that live streaming was not available at this time. So kind of reset a couple of things. So we lost maybe 2.5 minutes of the net. Anyways, at this point in time, there is one person watching, and I think that's Chuck. There's two. And I got one like so far. That's a step in the right direction. Yes, the stream's working okay. Now, I have started streaming on Monday evening the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club Net, and I told them I'm doing it on their behalf to see if it can get some traction and add some coverage and expand the scope of their net. And I'm actually doing the same thing for Chris for the Burlington Amateur Radio Club Net. So that stream would be on between 7:30 and 8 o'clock on Wednesday evening. So that will be tomorrow evening as well. So we'll see if we can infect the ham radio community with the expectation that these clubs will also live stream their nets and give them a little bit more breadth of coverage. However, those repeaters, the RSB and the NCF repeaters, also have Echolink and whatever star. So they do have the opportunity to reach in to check into their repeaters via those internet-based systems. But, if somebody is out and about and they want to listen along to the net, they can spin it up on YouTube on their phone, and they're able to get in and listen along. And if the club adopts it themselves, then they'll be able to actually expand their check-in log the same way we have. Anyways, as I mentioned previously in our discussion, I saw that the road was closed in Morriston at Highway 6. Apparently, there was a 5-car pileup involving 2 transport trucks, one of which was carrying a load of cement. Let me drop. So, yeah, this accident occurred reportedly at 7:30 this morning. So, just after I passed through the town of Morriston on my way to work, this incident must have occurred. So, I'm glad I didn't get in the middle of it or even on the fringes. So, lucky on me to get through Morriston as early as I did today. And thank goodness for Google Maps and the ability to check for traffic escapades while you're planning to go hither, skither, and yon, as I do every day. Anyways, certainly appreciate you picking this one up, and thanks for the opportunity to get the live stream back up and going. Just had to kickstart it. That's all it took. I didn't have to reboot the computer. I just had to restart the webpage. Anyways, well, that's enough of me for now. And I did hear you talking to Bill number 2 last night. If he's trying to drag and drop the POTA log directly from the email to the POTA app, it won't happen. He's got to drag that file from his email either to the desktop or some other folder, and then from that folder into the POTA app. That's the only way it's going to work. And if he pops around tonight, we can work on that. I am a very, let's just say that Gmail is my go-to mail for my own personal applications, Outlook for work, but I'll be more than happy to help him out with that. Now, I should have timed things out by now, but I'll turn it back to you just to see. Nope, I'm good.
Oh, you're very good. No, that's fine if you're because I don't use Gmail. I use a local mail client. I did explain all that to him, but as I said, I'm not a Gmail user. So if you're around tonight, maybe you can help him as he is still trying to get those logs extracted from the email. And I would agree with you about Google. It sure saves my bacon when I'm out because with my limited vision, for me sometimes to see stop signs and that, and also having the other adaptive technology on the phone is turning out to be a blessing. So Google actually has saved my bacon on a number of occasions back. And as far as the live stream goes, I think the other point too is that if you get somebody who stumbles across a live stream of, say, another club anywhere in the world, the algorithms that YouTube uses will give you suggested videos in your feed. So that's, I think, how sometimes people come across our nets being streamed on the online, and then sometimes those people will tell somebody else. So that's how things spread. So we do appreciate your effort in streaming all these different nets back to you.
Oh, very good. And Albert has now checked in from Barrie. Good evening, Albert. VA3BT. You're in the log as well. Trust all the weather is good. I didn't mention that I did make contact with VA3YOA, activating a park down towards Niagara Falls. But the band conditions on 40 meter were noisy. I looked up the weather map, and sure enough, there are severe thunderstorm activities to the west and northwest of us. There's a big band of stuff, and I guess it's coming our way. Hopefully it skirts us to the north as usual. But anyways, 40 meters, it's just absolutely trashed with continuous lightning crashes. Anyways, now I really am going to shut up. And there's Guy in there from Ottawa. Anyways, I'll let you carry on there, Bill. I'm sure the line is forming to the left, and I'm just wasting time. Go ahead and tell me to be quiet.
Yeah, just quickly before I move move on. Yeah, I commented to you on your way home that I thought it was noisy and it was right, but I didn't check the radar, so that would explain it, because when I worked John, I was able to get him off, so that was a new park, but he was just above the noise level, so I was able to eke out that contact back. Anyways, thanks a lot for checking in, and we shall move on, and we will see if there's... Oh, I will say good evening to Albert. I've got you in the log, and good evening to Guy, and hopefully you have a call sign soon that we can put you in the log with a call sign. But with that, let's stand by and see if there are any other check-ins for the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net. Come now. There is a station in there. You're not holding the repeater. Can you try again? Something else. Were you able to copy that, Mac?
No, I checked on direct, and it wasn't any better than through the repeater. A different location, higher powers. I don't know. Perhaps stand on your tippy toes. Top of a park bench might be good. I'm wondering if that is either Thomas or our friend from Waterdown. Anyways, we'll see if they can adjust their position or their power and see if they can try it again.
Roger, I did get an alpha on the call sign. Station trying to check in. Try again, please. Okay, nothing heard. Maybe you'll get into a better position where you can try to check into the net. But with that, we'll take another standby and see if there are any other check-ins for Lake Ontario Radio Club Net. Come now.
Relay.
Okay, Steve, stand by. Relay, go ahead.
Yes, VA3CJZ, relaying for Victor Echo 3, Yankee Oscar Alpha. John, I believe he's on the mobile. I got him on direct.
Okay, thanks a lot for that, Steve. And John, maybe when you get a little closer, you can try checking in again. But with that, we'll pick up Steve, VA3NFG, VA3IUK. Good evening.
Bill. Hello, Annette. I'm gaining altitude now, so if I wasn't making it before, I hopefully should be now. No traffic here this evening, Bill. Heading out of work. See some rain clouds to the west. I think you're going to get a bunch of rain. Back to you, Bill. VA3IUK, VA3NFG Mobile.
A little picket fencing on your signal, but 100% copy. Thanks for checking in, Steve, and I take it you're on your way home from work.
Yeah, roger that. Making a quick drive home. Probably be home in about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. And then, yeah, it's gonna chill the rest of the evening. Have some food and probably go to bed early tonight. Pretty tired.
Yeah, well, dealing with the public can tire you out and sometimes requires a lot of patience, so I can relate to that. I was in retail years ago, so good for you. Anyways, you take care, have a good evening, put the feet up, and consume whatever makes you happy and relaxed. Steve, thanks for checking in.
Yeah, roger that. Thanks, Bill. 7-3, and we'll be listening to the remainder of the net. VA3NFG Mobile.
Take care, Steve, and thanks for taking the time to check in. Anyone else from Lake Ontario Radio Club Net? Come now.
VA3WPG.
VA3WPG, V3IUK. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening, everybody. Should be sounding a little better. Today I got my day. It's Friday, so I ran a POTA coax out to my coax that I already had coiled up on the balcony to make room for these doors. So I'm pointed at McMaster right now, so gonna have a nice signal tonight. Bad news on the doors is they are putting, the doors are gonna stay in the middle, but the only has one middle sliding door, and the doors that were on the far left side and slid into the middle are going to be changed to a solid window. So I'm going to have to figure out how to run my cable through the one solid door. So I guess I'm going to put a piece of wood in there and drill some holes and use some expanding foam or something. And probably have to get one of those cable runners like they use at concerts so they don't trip over the cables or something. But I'll figure something out. The new doors suck. I don't like them, but I guess that's the way it is. Anyways, that's it for now. Just noticed the net was on, and I hooked the coax up to the antenna earlier, but forgot to hook the cable to the radio. So just noticed the time, slapped the cable on the radio, and we're still here. So here's another check-in.
I just checked you on direct. You're pretty much almost pinning the meter, so you've got a good signal, and well, at least you'll be able to get that coax through. It'll be a bit of an effort, and that's a bit of a pain in the ass, but Ham's resourceful, Chris, as I've seen with you, so I'm sure that you'll be able to get it to work okay.
Now we'll figure something out.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thanks for taking the time to check in. Anything else before I move on?
Nothing that comes to mind at this present time. So with that, we will send her back. VA3WPG.
Sounds good, Chris. Thanks a lot for taking the time to check in. Anyone else for Lake Ontario Radio Club Net? Come now.
Victor Echo 3, Yankee Oscar Alpha.
We got you this time, John. VA3YOA, VA3IUK. Nice to work you in that park today. Noisy conditions on 40 meters, but I was glad to get a new park. Back to you.
Yeah, the conditions were horrible on 40 meters, and I thought it was just where I was, because there were all sorts of weird sounds coming over the frequencies. I just managed to find a couple spots that didn't have noise, but we made it through. Anyway, I was just driving back from there, and I was able to pick up the net about things happened. It was very scratchy. I'm on an HD with an external antenna in the car, and but as soon as I got over the skyway, it sounds pretty good. So right now I'm on my way on the 403.
Yeah, and you're sounding good into the repeater. A little bit of crackling and picket fencing, but yeah, well, whatever handheld you're using there, it's got good punchy audio, and you're sounding good. Yeah, when I was able to copy you, you were just above my noise level, and usually you would have a stronger signal than that, so it just wasn't the static crashes. 40 meters was not having the same the punch that it usually has, but nevertheless, I guess you got it activated, Roger.
Oh yeah, I got about 60 contacts, I think. About 60, yeah. I got you, I got Max. I could barely hear Max, but at first I just heard his call sign, just a W. But then after a few minutes I heard his voice, and I knew who it was. So anyway, yep, it worked out okay.
I'm glad to hear that, and that's the new park. I don't know if that was for Mac, but for me that was a new park. Anyways, thanks for taking the time to check in, John. Safe drive home, and thanks for what you do for the Portage community.
All right, you have a great evening, and goodbye to everybody.
Yeah, 7-3, you take care. Anyone else from Lake Ontario Radio Club Net, come now.
Victor Alpha 3, Victor X-Ray Tango.
Victor Alpha 3, Victor X-Ray Tango, I believe that's Bircha. Good evening, how you doing?
Good evening, Bill. Good evening, everybody. Pretty good, pretty good. Just relaxing, home by myself. The family's out. A little bit of chill time, watch a little bit of soccer, and just relax. I made my first common choke last night, and I'm going to do an install this weekend on my HF outside. I rearranged the antenna a little bit, and just by doing that, I got a lot better signal, and hopefully this works and get rid of some of the static and have some fun with it.
Sounds good. Well, that's what ham radio is all about, experimenting and eking out the best transmission quality that we can get with what we have to work with. So good for you, and thanks a lot for taking the time to check in. And oh, by the way, the World Cup, that's World Cup, I assume, right?
Yep, that's correct. My team's not in it, but I still watch and make fun of all the other guys who made it that are losing right now. It's a really weird one this year. It's a lot of the favorites have been either losing or tied. Some lower class teams, but what it's all about, I guess.
So are we up to hear horns honking somewhere in Hamilton?
Yeah, they should be honking soon, but this is the first round, so the next round is when it gets a little more serious.
Yeah, you bet. Anyways, I'm not a soccer follower. Maybe it gets down to the final game. I might be interested, but I'm not much of a sports follower. But anyways, I'm glad that you're able to enjoy it and had some downtime to yourself. Thanks a lot for taking the time to check in, John. Armature.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks, everyone. 73, VA3, VXT.
Yeah, very good. Anyone else for the Lake Ontario Radio Club net? Come now.
Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey with a YouTube relay.
Yeah, I see that. Go ahead.
Yes, if you're looking at the chat there, you're seeing a YouTube check-in from VA3 X-Ray Victor from Algonquin. That's our buddy Randy. So we'll give Randy an honorable mention for his net on 80 meters, 37.60 at 8 o'clock, and he carries on until the people just fall off their chairs and nobody talks anymore. So certainly appreciate Randy taking the time to check into our little net here and give us the props for the YouTube live stream. So thanks very much for your check-in, Randy, and I'll make sure that I get a chance to swing over to 3760 and give you a shout tonight. Anybody who's got an antenna that is reasonably resonant on 80 meters, make sure you give Randy a call. If not tonight, then in the near future. Doing a fine job every single night. Anyways, there we go. Thanks again, Randy, and thank you, Bill, for letting me jump in.
Yeah, very good back. And yeah, I didn't recognize the call sign at first, but anyways, good evening, Randy. And if I get this 40-meter antenna to tune up on 80, we'll give you a check-in later on. So thanks for checking in. And with that, we'll stand by and see if there are any other check-ins from Lake Ontario Radio Club net. Come now. All right, so we'll make this last call. Any rechecks or final check-ins before we close the net down? VA3IMW standing by. Okay, well, we had 8 check-ins, including YouTube check-ins, so thanks to all those folks that participated. And I'd like to thank Terry, VA3IQL, for the use of the repeater. Very much appreciated. Thanks to all you folks that checked in. This is Victor Echo 3 India Uniform Kilowatt Bill in Dundas, turning this repeater and related frequencies back to normal Amateur 73, and I will be monitoring for a while.
And that'll bring the live stream to a close as well. Once again, if you have HF capabilities, spin down to 3760 at 8 o'clock tonight and give Randy a listen out of Algonquin area. And until, let's see, tomorrow night we'll be on at 7:30 covering the Burlington Amateur Radio Club net that runs between 7:30 and 8 o'clock on their RSP repeaters. And then we're going to join Chuck, VA3CJZ, on 2 meters, 146.
Check in, Victor Echo 3, every kind of jump.
Oh, I guess we're going to stand by and listen for bill number 2.
Good evening, bill number 2. How art thou? Well, late, I expect. Same as always. Well, better latent than never. Oh, some nights my mom and I watch the Blue Jays game together, and because the way it works with my Android box, I'm always about a minute and a half behind what she's watching. It takes kind of the fun out when she tells me that, somebody struck out and I still haven't seen it yet. It kind of hurts the anticipation. Oh, geez, there you go. Anyway, I'm sure she appreciates you watching it with her, and she probably doesn't comprehend that, there's that delay there. So anyway, how are you doing this evening? Pretty good. I had a couple of good naps. But you got to understand my mom. She knows exactly about that delay there, Bill, and she takes fierce joy in it. Oh, boy. But she's not too tech savvy about a lot of modern stuff. And with her computer, we got her set up with one, and for years, about all she could do was play solitaire on it. Then we taught her to receive her emails and send them out. And that really helped her social life. She's got all kinds of friends from when they lived in Florida. And then, of course, there's relatives in the Maritimes and all over the flippin' place. But that's as far as it ever went. I tried to get her into Facebook a number of times, but she was just, at her age, I guess she hadn't learned enough things. Yeah, well, even if she accomplished that, that's quite good, and well, good for her to able to at least take advantage of the technology to that extent. So I just wanted to ask you, are we still on for tomorrow? Absolutely. I'll be hungry. All right. Then I plan on being downtown around, I don't know, about 9 o'clock. I'll try to look at the bus schedule and coordinate things so I can get the bayfront there. Okay. Well, if you like, then I could wait for you at the light at Hilliard. Yeah, that would be good. I'll commit to memory how to get there from Hilliard. And what was I going to say? I can't remember now. Anyway, no, I know what I was going to say. Yeah, so if I get a bus downtown around 9 o'clock, that should work out about right. Yeah, they finished the route up at Hunter. I don't know if that's where you wanted to pick it up. And okay, and that leaves at, well, they park at between James and Maine. Across there's a big parking lot over to the McNabb bus station. That's their transfer point. There's about a 5 or 10 minute delay so the bus driver can walk across, hit the bathroom and do necessary functions or whatever. But they start again from that spot on James between Maine and King every 20 minutes, and they will start right on the hour. So they would be leaving there at 9. 2 minutes later, they'd be up at Hunter and turning to get over to Bay Street. Yeah, that's right. And then come back York, down James, turn onto Burlington Street. It's easy for you, though, once you get on the bayfront there, Bill, because you can't get lost. Because, you just keep going on Burlington Street. There's my street, Hilliard, and I'll be waiting for you.
And I'm sure the driver, if you tell him, to sing out, or they got that enunciator thing. The new enunciator voice that's in the buses, have you noticed? Most of them sounds like Ilsa of the SS, real harsh and authoritarian. Reminds me a lot of my first wife.
Oh, that can't be good. No, Maine and James is where I'll get it. That is where when I got the bus back last time, I noticed that's where they drop off, and I've checked the bus schedule. So Maine and James is good for me because I just get off of the bus at Maine and McNabb there, and I don't have far to walk. So that's what we'll do. But the enunciator, I have a backup on my phone. I have the Mon Transit app on my phone, and it's GPS real time, so it highlights the stops as you're coming to it. So either way, we will work out okay.
Yep. Well, if the bus picks you up at 9 o'clock, you will have about I guess it's almost 25 minutes to get from there to Hilliard. It used to be a little bit more like about a quarter after, but they changed a couple of aspects there behind. Doesn't come down what they used to call the Walnut Street route, right behind the entrance to the farmer's market. And that's where my wife and I used to wait for it for years and years and years. And it would go down Walnut almost to, I guess, Hutch's. And it would make a right turn, and then it would be over to James Street, just by the Leuna station. It was like that for years, and when they made the change, I got caught because I come out of Jackson Square. I hadn't been there for a couple of weeks. I go and I sit down and wait at the Walnut Street bus shelter. There's no sign of any kind of notice that they're not going to come or whatever, but I waited for over an hour. And then I started walking, and eventually there was a Lock Street bus driver just killing some time. And I poked my nose into his bus and asked him, "Oh, no, they don't go down that way anymore." And I says, "Well, geez, my ESP isn't working so good." "Oh, well, there must have been signs." But I didn't push it because what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just part of what you put up with when you have to use a public transit system. That's for sure. Anyway, I'm gonna be out for a bit, but I will be back to the radio a little while later.
I should be around then too, unless I fall asleep, which I have been known to do before.
Yeah, I just gotta go put the garbage out and make a fresh cup of coffee, and then I'll be back in a little bit.
Oh, okay, fine. Have fun. Give your dogs a little scratch on the head for me.
Well, I'd have to have a pretty long arm because they are out in Lowbanks.
Good friend of mine used to live out there. I had a T-shirt that says "There is no life in Lowbanks."
Yeah, well, the trailer where they are, it's halfway between Dunnville and Lowbanks. On Rattlesnake Road, there's a good one for you. Anyways, I'll be back in a bit. V3KJ, V3IUK.
Okay, fine. V3IUK, V3KJ. Catch you in a bit.
All right, there's the chitter chat from the tail end of the net after the net coming to a close. So with that, we'll bring the live stream to a close. Another quick reminder to spin the dial down to 3760 at 8 o'clock and give Randy a check-in down there. From Algonquin, he runs an 80-meter net every night of the week. And tell him Max sent you. Until then, until next time, I will bid you all 7 threes. That's how we say goodbye.